Hey, Gearheads. It's Jeff with Gear Report. It is, what day is it? It's Thursday, isn't it? It's 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That means it's time for This Week at Gear Report, the show where we typically talk about what's been published since the show last week, as well as things that are in the hopper to be reviewed upcoming, and also our ever popular shit shooting session. What, do you got something to say there, Gun Snob? You seem a little testy with us already. All right, I'm sure he's just welcoming Rod to the show. So good to see you, man. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Awesome. How did you tell me to pronounce it? Aegis? Is that what you said? Aegis?
Aegis. Aegis.
Yeah. Yeah, Aegis Gun Care here to we're going to mix things up. We're going to do some of the honestly, we're probably going to abandon most of the normal This Week at Gear Report format and just dive right into talking about other things. We'll probably do a little shit shooting to get started. Give a chance to see if TJ is actually going to join us or not. Who's the new guy? Gary, we're going to get to that in a second. All right. I will give him an opportunity to introduce himself, but I like to wait a minute or three for more people to filter in so that we don't have someone like G23 show up and say, oh, who's that? Start over, 15 minutes in. And I haven't heard from Defense Dad yet. Usually he's like our little key to say, all right, we've been on long enough. Where did I say? Oh my goodness. I'm troubled. Wow. That was for you, I'm sure.
No, I'm not going to be seeing anybody in a few days. You are.
I'm not so sure I am, actually.
So.
All right. But let's dive into that real quick before. Whoa, he's here.
Oh, damn. I thought for sure once you found out I was on the show, you're like, oh, BS.
I debated, but I was like, I gotta drop by.
Yeah.
Put his 2-week notice in right then.
There we go. All right, we got a nice little crowd. Look at that. We put out the word that Rod's going to be here, and people show up on time. And man, we're off to a good start already.
I bribed a few people.
Quit whining, like that's going to happen. Okay, I think we've killed enough time. We can go ahead and do the introduction. So real quick, hi, I'm Jeff. I'll be your tour guide this evening, or at least the person pushing the buttons. Let's go that way and work our way across.
I'm TJ. I'm the I don't know what part I am in here. Navigator.
I don't know.
Something.
That works.
I'm here.
You're the eye candy for
I'm
tonight's
eye candy. There we go. I was just getting ready to say I'm the looks, man. Nobody.
It kind of looks like you're the meat of the. Looks like you're the meat of the sandwich.
Oh my goodness.
It's my gray.
All right, working our way across.
And I think for those that are on there, I pretty much know everybody. But Rod Gates with Aegis Gun Care out of the great state of Idaho, where luckily we got up to almost 40 degrees today. So,
oh my goodness.
It was a balmy 39 with light winds of 7 miles an hour. No, we did good.
Wow.
So, yeah. And we're the makers of, I'm just going to go out and say it, some of the finest gun cleaning products. Well, Shooting Gallery in New England beat me to it. Best gun cleaning products in the game. So
yeah, you're going to have to send him that check now. The timing of that comment popping up was impeccable.
Well, I got him on texting here telling him now.
Yeah, so I thought what we'd do here is we're going to, what in the world? Gary, we need to talk about, let's put that later on the agenda. I do want to talk about appropriate use of gun cleaning products, like recommended processes, things you probably don't want to do, and we can do it in a way that doesn't single Gary out, because he's got the little moderator wrench now, and he can ban people. We need to stay on his good side. Go to snow tomorrow. Okay, so couple things real quick because we're gonna mix this. What? Yeah, so you say that, and then you say, "Be nice." I'm like, I don't even know anymore, Snob. Really. Um, so let's do this. We're gonna intermix some of the typical shit shooting portion. We're not even gonna attempt to go into the normal this week at Gear Report stuff. Normally we go into recently completed reviews. It ain't gonna happen. We're not even gonna go there. Then we talk about reviews that'll be published soon. We may actually talk about that a little bit at some point. We're going to mix shit shooting in throughout. Those are the normal 3 parts of the show. We're going to spend more time learning about how Aegis Gun Care came about, what your role in the company is, what the scope of your products are, what makes them special, what made Joe chime in at the absolute perfect time that they're the best cleaning products in the game. I want to cover all those things. I want you to tell us where people can get them. And anything else you want to talk about, we're going to mix those in and cover all of that before we're done. Good evening to you, Mr. Sanders. Hopefully you're back home now. Jason Sanders has been jet setting all over the country for the last week and a half. I think he may be back in New York now. So hopefully he's home safe and not sitting there sending messages from, 40,000 feet like he's been known to do at times. Although, we're happy when he does that too. Ryan, good to see you. The North Carolina crew is in the house. All right, so I'm going to turn the shit shooting portion off, and why don't we start with the introductory? Because I can tell you, we don't know each other that well. Rod and I met a few years ago at Before Shot Show at the Antares Alliance Try and Buy event, and he was with a different company at the time. But everything I heard at that point was, pretty positive about what he was doing, and I think I heard that was amenable how that ended, and you started the new company. But do you want to get into that part of the history? Do you want to start with the formation of your new company? Where do you want to start this story?
I don't care. It's no big deal to me. I mean, there's no secret. I was with a different company. Left there in about May of this year after I moved to Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be mean, but lack of a better term, there was what's just a difference of vision, how things should be done.
Sure.
And we just after several years of being together as partners, I just figured it was the best thing was just for me to remove myself and go about and do my own thing.
Yeah.
Which at the time didn't know it was going to be back into the same business.
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of jumping without a parachute. Like, here we go. Let's just. So, but like I've told a lot of people, then just talk to a lot of friends in the industry and other friends, and they're like, dude, you did good at that. We liked having you around. You should do it. So at that point, my wife and I then fired up Aegis Gun Care. Which you guys all, I shouldn't even have to say it, but I will. Everybody knows I'm just a hired help. She's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no doubt about that. So it's kind of funny. Officially, I'm the president of Aegis Gun Care. She's the vice president. Well, we got business cards made for me. Haven't got hers made yet, but I told her, and I'm going to do it. Her business card's going to say Shelly Gates, vice president. Then in parentheses, it's going to say with veto power. So
yeah.
So which is a fact. Yeah. So in May, we started talking about. It was within a week or so of leaving the other company. Started talking about it. Some other people I talked to said, "Yeah, you should do it." So we kicked that around and worked for stuff for about 2.5 months. I think we officially became a company right at the end of July. So we got all that going. We started at the end of July. And things have actually since then been pretty good. I can't complain. I mean, we're not breaking any sales records. I'm not buying Ferraris yet or anything, but we got off to a better start than I ever thought we would. And I owe that to all the great people out there I mean, that was, I guess, one of the good things is starting this company compared to the last one. I now have a bunch of contacts and I know a lot of people in the industry, and I think that helped. But it was nice to get so much support right from the get-go. And you say one of the things about Joe jumping in there is Joe was a, what do I say, how to say, very loyal follower from the old company.
Mm-hmm.
And he followed us along when he found out we left, got a hold of me and said, hey, because like Joe says, I was the first company to ever take a shot on him and send him product to take him serious and send him with the old company. I sent him some product because he was on Clover's show and he said, well, he's a cool dude. I said, hell, I'll send him some stuff and see what he, so ever since then, Joe's been a good friend and a very loyal to us, which is cool to have.
Yeah.
So that would be that comment right away from Joe.
Sure.
And I appreciate
Well,
that.
and that's nice. I mean, I remember the first company that did anything with Gear-Report, and it's funny that I mean, it's a good thing that I like Hyperfire triggers because they dove in with us early when we started doing gun stuff, and it's easy to be loyal when you like the product, and it sounds like that's kind of what's happening here as well. Is you always want to say thanks for the people who give you a chance, but if the product sucks, then you kind of want to forget about it. So he still talks about you. That must mean that he had a good experience with the product. So
yeah, I don't know if you know, he's a gunsmith back in, as he calls it, Afghanistan, and he started using our products in their gunsmithing shop, and he immediately after he used it for a while got a hold of me and said, and to this day tells me, he goes, your stuff's incredible. He goes, we don't have anything else in our shop. It's all we use. And so, no, it's great to have people like that along.
Nice.
And he's got his own YouTube channel that he's growing and doing everything. So it's kind of cool to be a part of.
Yeah, he's got an article that is, boy, he's been in draft form for a while. I was waiting on pictures. He sent the pictures. I've got to get the pictures put in the article and go ahead and publish it. Which I was supposed to do a while ago, and it occurs to me I never did. So he will be published on Gear Report here shortly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Add him officially to the Gear Report family. We try to be inclusive, all types. Whether they're shooters or gunsmiths or
even if there's a mass, that's okay too.
If they live in communist states, we question their judgment, but they can be good people. Just have poor judgment sometimes, I guess.
But that kind of brings us to where we are now. And this is one thing that I never did before into the old company. I didn't know nothing about these podcasts, about YouTube. I kind of had a channel where I threw up these horribly boring, stupid videos. I threw a few of them up like I do now. Same thing. And I think Ghost Tactical is the first real podcast for this company that I went on. That's on Ghost Show. We then announced the formation and opened into the new company for Trey. Trey's another one that the same SHOT Show at the Terry's event. We met you guys. I believe I met Trey, and we met Trey and Clover. Yeah. And again, Ghost Tactical is another one. And their support for us over the last bunch of years and recently with the new company has been incredible. I can't thank Trey enough, so him and Clover. But which you all know and everybody does, it's tough to build a brand. It's extremely tough. Boy, even if you have a great product, it
is. And so let's talk about that, because I'm curious, and I apologize that we should have talked about this beforehand a little bit to figure out, what stuff you want to talk about, what you don't want to talk about. But I'm super curious how you go from the idea of, I was pretty good at this and people keep saying I need to get back into it. How do you then find a product that you're happy with, that you can put your brand on and, develop that? What do I want my brand to be about? And go to make that happen?
Well, most everybody knows this. It knows me. The product hasn't changed from the old company.
Okay.
We are currently working on some stuff to make it better. Can't talk about any of that right now, but we are working on that to do that at this time. But it's It's the same product.
Okay.
We took the stuff because those products are awesome. I mean, we just had good products, and so we ran with it as well. So I had the right to do that, so I did, and just pushing that along. Just basically relabeled to the new company, a different, I don't want to say different mindset, because I don't want to sound like I'm bad mouthing the old guys, because they're great people. Old partners they're really good people, you know. So I don't want to bad mouth them. It's just try to do it more on my kind of personality.
Yeah.
Whether that's good or bad.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything on or off air that sounded like anything bad about the old people or old company. I think you're fine. Everything you said so far, most people have been in either business for themselves or work somewhere where it was like, good people, but this just doesn't feel like everything it could be, and wanted a different approach to something. So yeah, I think people get that. So
like I said, that's when we took the dive or the jump to go for this. The funny thing about it, you don't realize how tough it is also to come up with a new business name. Oh my God. And especially to have a business name. I mean, Aegis was always something I loved the name, but it wasn't my first choice. Just because there's a lot of reasons. It was actually my first choice, but not really my first choice. But I started to get all these other names, and I'd run them by my attorney. She would go and do all. She says, "No, you can't do that one." Okay. Okay, you can't do that one. Oh, I love that name. But you can't do that one. So
it's probably tough between the gun industry and the porn industry. There's probably so many names that you're just like, I cannot do this.
No, exactly. I mean, so this Aegis was actually one that even for the state of Idaho, they granted it. There was a secure financial company called Aegis here in Idaho and some other things, but nothing with this. So even the state of Idaho was like, no, you're good with that one. So, and then that's how Aegis Gun Care came up. And it was also, we always liked Aegis because of the tie-in to what Aegis means. And you would put the slide up again, but what Aegis was, for those that don't know, and a lot of people have heard this a million times now, but it's the breastplate that Zeus had wore in Athena, and it was a mythical breastplate that protected them and stuff. It was made of goat skin and stuff, and so it was a protector. And our gun cleaning, especially our lube, is a protector. It really protects your firearms. So it just seemed to make sense, and it fit that Aegis would be it. So that's where we went with Aegis, and so we moved on with that and had a graphic artist. Again, I'm going to be a little bit smug here and arrogant, and had a graphic artist make us, I think, what is the best logo in the gun industry.
There you go.
And I'll fight you for that. But
it looks good.
Had that made up, and we moved along. And that kind of brings us now, and so far, and Gizzard Gary put up our hashtag that we use a lot. Aegis protects.
Yeah.
So
all right. So that is a bit of interesting history. What would you say in this transition? What was there something that caught you off guard? Like on either as a negative, like a bigger challenge than you expected, or a positive, like, wow, this happened and it blew me away how much this benefited our business?
I think what blew me away in a positive is just how quickly we took off. I think that shocked me, and to the point where I wasn't ready for it. I didn't have enough supplies in stock. I kind of got caught off guard a little bit because I decided to try to go with this company with no business loans, no loans from Fenn, no financial investors, just on my own, running on cash within the business itself.
Sure.
So I didn't order a lot. I was trying to run it, and I kind of got, for a short term, got caught there. So I was like, holy cow, we're running out of crap fast, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
So that's the one that surprised me, which overwhelmed me, and it made me feel good, and I was happy for it, though. The worst of the positive, the negative, I'm not going to talk about. But maybe off air we'll talk about that. But But that's been it. Is just, I mean, how quickly and the support. I can't say it enough. I don't want to sound too mushy here, but the support I've gotten from people that I knew have been friends and I've met along the way has just been at times overwhelming. It's like, wow, that's cool, man. And we appreciate that because, like I said, it's tough to grow a brand. I mean, tougher than I thought it was.
It is. Yeah. Well, and I think it's easier when you've developed those relationships. And, you know, at the end of the day, business is business, but people like to work with people that they like. And, you know, when I'm ordering products for cleaning guns, you know, you could forgive people for not caring if the you know who runs the company. They just want their gun products to work well. But you know, there are a lot of gun products that work reasonably well. So then, you know, how do you differentiate yourself? It sounds like you did pretty well with those relationships, you know, to help you really get your feet under you as a brand. But I think TJ's having camera issues there, or issues altogether. So what would you say really differentiates yourself as a brand? Because I mean, seriously, when we go to a show, like we'll talk about SHOT Show here in a little bit, and at SHOT Show we will probably see 20 or 30 different gun cleaning product brands.
Oh yeah.
So or more. I don't even know. So how do you like if you're meeting someone who's never heard of your brand before, how do you help them understand what's unique about your products and sets them apart from everyone else out there that says they do the same thing?
Well, I mean, for us, the big thing when we try to differentiate ourselves is our lube is the big differentiator. It's we have a lube that there's just nothing else like it. Our lube is heavier than water, so that it's got a higher specific gravity than water. So therefore, it truly displaces moisture on your firearm. That's where we come up with the Aegis Protects. It protects. It's a shield, like Aegis is a shield. That's what Aegis was a shield. So it protects your firearm, really displaces water. And we like when we go to gun shows and stuff, which we're starting to do a lot more of those. I'm going to continue to do more. We have like 6 test tubes in a little holder, and we have 5 brand names which aren't named. We don't ever tell anybody who they are because I'm not looking to get in a fight with a big company, so at all. So, and then we have 1 test tube with ours, and I should have brought that from my shop, and what it does is the 5 test tubes, it has our competitors and some of the very big names on the market. They're petroleum-based products. So when you pour it into water, it floats on the top of the water. What oil does. Or ours, being a synthetic product, you pour it into water, it sinks to the bottom and it displaces water, and that's true water displacement.
Yeah.
You know, so then you add on the we have very good anti-wear abilities, rust inhibitors, and all as a package. It's just a phenomenal product. You know, one thing you'll notice about me, and I will not get into calling other companies out and talking about them by name. I just won't. But there's a lot of other companies out there that say they're heavier, that they displace water, and they really don't. You know.
So without calling out any other brand specifically, I have heard rumors that there are products labeled as gun lubes that are actually like vegetable oil. Like there's nothing about them that actually makes them worthy of being called gun lubes.
I've heard that rumor too. And another one that I'm going to just say is a rumor right now. I would never say who it was or anything, but there are some out there that might have been like transmission fluid or something that was altered a little bit and thrown in a bottle and called a gun lube. I don't have any firsthand knowledge of that. I was told that, so let's leave that.
Yeah.
But no, it's or gear grease. I've seen some weird stuff, but with that being said, there are some very good lubes out there too.
Yeah.
There's some of our competitors that I think they make a really good product.
Sure.
You know, so I'm just not going to tell you who those are.
So what's your best selling product right now?
Our best selling product as a whole is one of our gun cleaning kits.
Okay.
And that would be, it's the field cleaning kit. Let me see it.
It'd be this one probably.
It's the one with the American flag. Nope, that's the advanced. That's the
other
deluxe.
one.
The one with the
Okay.
American flag on it is our best selling product right now. And in the dark camo or the dark woodland camo is our #1 seller.
Oh, cool. So,
Yeah.
what do you think? So that's what people seem to gravitate towards, I guess. What would you say is like the most what am I trying to get out here? Overlooked, like the one that you're like, man, I don't understand why this isn't the best seller because it's the best value or most awesome or whatever, you know?
Really nothing, because I think that's it. It's
Yeah. Okay.
that gun cleaning kit right there is at the price for what you get in it is a hell of a good value. And I was told by several friends when I put it out there that I was cutting myself short, and that should be a lot more money for that.
Huh.
I thought, no, I set myself, like I think all business does, with margins that you want to make, and where we have it falls within that. So,
Yep.
Plus also there's the other thing, and I really mean this. It's just not talk. I'm a consumer too, so I get it. I also want products to be get your bang for your buck. You know that there's a value there. You know, and there's stuff out there that just isn't. You know, so that's another big determining factor in something. If I look at something we put together a problem, because these are all put together by my wife and I. We design them, we put them together, we decide what's going to be in them, and I put something together like that, and I look and go, would I pay that price for that? And if I wouldn't, then we have to do this over.
Right.
And that's a big thing. And I don't have a lot of money, so I really am. I don't want to say I'm cheap, but frugal. Yeah, there you go, frugal. So that's a good way of looking at things. You know, would I buy that?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a very appropriate way. And as a consumer, you know, I appreciate when a brand looks at it that way instead of how much money can I get out of people for this?
Well, see, Jeff, I also look at this business thing as more of a marathon and not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I plan on being around for a while.
Yeah.
And hopefully this isn't meant in a mean way. Hopefully become a thorn in the side of some big companies.
Yeah. When you're big enough to deal with them, you don't want to do it too soon.
No, we're not big enough to we're not even a blip on anybody's radar like that, which is fine. We get that. We know who we are. We know what we are. We know we're starting kind of at a grassroots thing. I don't have $100,000-$200,000 marketing ad campaign budget. You know, it's just what we do. I am the vice president. I'm the warehouse guy. I'm the shipping guy. I'm the marketing guy. I'm the advertising guy. And my wife does all the financial stuff.
Right.
That's where we're at. So, no, we get it. And we know who we are, and we know who we're going to be. And we're very, very, very much we're going to get there.
Yeah.
We have plans. Yeah. And the other part also I think about being in business and helps us too is I don't want to sound arrogant, but I've always felt that I'm a good person. My wife's a good person. We're good people. And we want that to come through in our business, that you're dealing with real people, you know, that are approachable. We're good people. I'm huge on listening to our customers. And real quick on our deluxe kit, this used to be what we call the deluxe handgun cleaning kit. Well, I heard a lot of people at gun shows and every place is going, man, I wish that was set up to do long guns too. It only has the brass rod, cleaning rods, and the pull-through cable for pistol sizes. Well, we heard that enough, so I reached out and I procured and found 33-inch rifle pull-through cables like the regular field cleaning kit has.
Yeah. And
dropped that into that kit, and then changed it just to an advanced or to a deluxe field cleaning kit because it was something we heard enough. Okay, that's what people want. We're going to make it happen. So I try to really be in tune with that what the average gun person thinks they would like to see in a kit.
Sure.
And as long as it's feasible, we're going to do it.
Yeah. And
I've got one of those.
that sounds like a good approach as well. Well, kind of like with the silencer market, where everyone wants to multi-cal cans. You make a kit that's pistol specific or rifle specific, and you kind of limited the utility and therefore maybe the market, but making it usable for both. I think that obviously means that it's going to be usable by more people.
Yeah.
I think we skipped over this one on purpose.
Yeah.
I just want to point it out because it's funny, really, not because it deserves a legitimate answer.
I think it'll be
Although I
fun.
do kind of wonder, a water displacing lubricant, does that mean that it gets kind of clingy at all, like to the metal, or?
Well, it does, and it just think about it. Okay, let's just say if you have a petroleum-based product on a piece of metal, since it's heavier than that lube, it's got a chance to get under it and displace it, lift it off, and get under it because it's heavier. With ours, the chance of that happen isn't as much because we're heavier than the moisture coming down on top of it. So it kind of should almost just run off, deflect off, so it doesn't get there. And that's
that makes sense.
The main thing behind that,
Yeah.
And Snob, if you really want to do that, I do want to know how it works out. I don't want to see any video, but I do want to know how it works out.
You had me worried there for a second. I'm glad that you clarified that you don't want to see any video. I firmly support every bit of that statement. And I want to address something here that I think is kind of interesting. I actually had a friend that runs a gun shop reach out to me about a month ago asking, how do I advertise? I want to buy a banner ad or something. And I was like, dude, I was driving. I said, just call me. So we talked for a little bit. Basically, I talked him out of advertising on Gear Report. I said, I mean, if you really want to just send me some money, send me some money. But seriously, I want to be sure that you're getting a good ROI. And, for what he was doing, I'm like, I'm not sure that we're the right place for that. So, I mean, that said, anyone wants to send me money, send me money. I like money. That's fine. But
so do we. Yeah.
I want everyone to know, we don't sell. I have sold ads once or twice on Gear Report. Typically, we do performance-based marketing stuff where when we drive sales for brands, then, because they're a good fit for our customers, maybe we can make a little bit of something. But we don't typically just ask people to give us money just to put something on Gear Report. Although maybe that's a better business model than the way I've been doing it. I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said, I make a lot of mistakes on the stuff I do, but it's what I feel right about. And
yeah. So I think something that you told me probably in the chat here of a prior show that I don't think it was a mistake, but I'm curious as we're getting closer. Do you have any regrets for not signing up for SHOT Show this year?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, SHOT Show's fun and it's great. And I would love to go out there and see everybody.
Yeah.
And hang out and shoot the shit and have a drink or two. But for us, right? What's that? Or 12? Okay, yeah, TJ's right. Or 12.
Yeah.
Only if we could find a little cool fireman-owned bar and stuff. But
that place was awesome.
Yeah, it was. But for us, the company where we're at right now, it just doesn't make sense for us to even go out there and pay the money for the travel, place to stay, all that for what we're going to get out of it. And we're just not going to there's nothing there for us right now. But if things were different and we had a little bit more disposable income at the time, we would probably be down there just to go hang out with friends.
Yeah.
But as a business thing, it's just no way to, just not in it for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree 100% that in that, the way you look at that, I'm on the fence right now. I mean, if we kind of look at the shit shooting portion of the show, I'll tell you what, I spent months saying, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do SHOT, if it's even going to happen. Honestly, I'm still not convinced that it's going to happen. The way this new variant is spreading it would not surprise me in the least if, within a week of the doors opening, they're told they can't have it. Like no control for NSSF or anyone in the industry, just like the governor or the local officials say, nope, we're shutting it down. No big conferences. No one can come in like that. Yeah, I kind of expect that. I don't know, but
I mean, the numbers are rising everywhere. I mean,
oh yeah, they have to with this new variant. It's just how it's working. I think. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it's going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen regardless. And then hopefully it does happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it wouldn't surprise me if it got shut down, like out of NSSF's control, but it probably will happen. But I had heard a rumor a month or two ago that they weren't actually going to enforce the mask mandates. It'd be like every other show that's been in Vegas, or most every other show in Vegas lately. And they would have signs posted and people saying, wear your mask, but then they wouldn't actually enforce it. What I'm hearing, and Snob's kind of referring to this, that NSSF is posting on all their social media a bunch of things like debunking rumors, and some of them are pertaining to that. And I saw they linked to an article that said that they are going to very strongly enforce that. They have to. I guess there have been some recent shows in Vegas where enforcement wasn't good, and some of the politicians heard about it and combined that with this latest variant running around, and they're like, this stuff has to be enforced.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you see this? I'm not covering this up. This is my moneymaker here. I'm not walking around with a face diaper. I'll stay home.
I feel.
And yeah, really, that's what I'm saying. So I'm at a point where, as media, we have not the same level of expenses as brands do to go to SHOT Show, but we don't generally have the same kind of income that brands have. So it's tough in a normal year to generate enough positive ROI to justify going to SHOT Show and spending a week there away from everything else productive. I mean, there is a large social justification of, we want to see everyone, and that kind of covers part of it. But I'm at a point right now where I made the decision this afternoon that I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go to SHOT. And then I said, well, okay, I'm gonna back off and give it a little bit of time. I'm going to give it a few days. So since we're going into the weekend, it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to make a final decision, because if I go much further, I can't get out of the Airbnb without losing money. I'm probably going to lose my airfare because I didn't insure it. But
I did.
Yeah, I know. But I'm too thrifty to spend the $20 because I figured we were going to go, and now they're changing all the behind the scenes on, are they going to enforce or not?
I better throw something out there, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my wife's in charge of the finances and she does all that. If it was up to me, the knuckle dragger, I would spend the money, go just to hang out with friends.
Sure. Yeah.
So let's be honest. My wife's the one that has the level head. And she's like, do you really think that's a good idea? Like, well, for the business, no, I don't think it's a great idea. But
not for the business, but it'll be a ball.
Yeah, but this person, that person, this person, that person, they're all gonna be there.
Yeah. So part of the reason that I'm not doing that is that I have a history with TJ, like decades of history with TJ, and as you go back through that history, I end up ill very often when I spend time with him. And sometimes it is, like I'm pretty sure we both got the Rona at SHOT Show 2 years ago, right as it was starting to come out.
Before
I'm pretty sure we both got it at SHOT Show. But aside from that,
the SHOT Show flu.
Well, I know we've been to SHOT enough times. We know what the SHOT Show crud typically is, and this seemed different.
It was like it was a sickness that I was like, I've never been this sick and felt this way before in my life, and I'm like, all right, well done, China, well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tip our hats to you, China.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you remember walking around SHOT Show kind of talking to each other, making fun of the people, scared of the Kung Flu and all of the people that were displaying that were from China, and they had the face mask and they weren't touching anything, and they were like bathing in hand sanitizer. And it's like, oh, you people get over yourselves. It's the credit. It happens every year. And
for 2 weeks I was down afterwards.
Yeah.
But see, the thing about SHOT Shows, I don't really enjoy going to SHOT Show down on the floor and walking around through the booths.
Oh yeah.
I don't enjoy that. Yeah. And if I would have went this year, I would have probably never even got a pass to get into SHOT Show. I probably just went.
Meet me at the Circle Bar.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go do this. It's a bunch of guys. They're like we all trying to sell their product and everything, and they're just trying to do their job. And it's to me, it's horribly impersonal. For the most part.
I was trying to describe to one of my kids today because that I figured out the right way to talk to my kids because they don't like to talk to me. I'm an old guy, but when I'm taking them someplace, I hold them captive in the car and I talk to them. I was talking about SHOT Show and how so many people that I know, it's like they like the social aspect of it, but they hate everything else about SHOT Show. And like Dustin, we were talking about Dustin has been pretty open. Dustin Ellerman about saying the more he thought about going to SHOT, the more he dreaded it. And at some point he's like, you know what? If I hate it that much, why do I go?
But it is a cool show. The first time I went to SHOT Show, I was in awe. I was absolutely in awe. I couldn't get enough of it. It was like, this is cool. There's that booth. There's that company. Oh, there's their new rifle, their new pistol. But I think over the last bunch of years, I'm not a gun geek like a lot of people. I love my firearms. I love to shoot, but I'm not a big gun geek. So I don't get too excited about this new thing coming out, that new thing coming out. I have to see it.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy it. I think it's neat going wandering around. But I mean, my first year was horrible because I was just chasing Jeff every 20 minutes, going to a different booth for 8 hours every day. And I was like, none of this. So after the last time we went was awesome, where we wandered around, got to just, check out products and just, if we wanted to go somewhere, we'll go somewhere.
But you guys are media, and that's what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Just check out new products and stuff.
Yeah.
So I could get it for that.
Sitting in a booth and answering the same questions over and over from people who are asking, but they may not even care. They just are like making the rounds. I can't imagine how mind numbing that might be.
And not being able to sell anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what would drive me crazy, not being able to sell a product.
Yep.
I go to those shows. I'm there to sell stuff.
Yep.
I want to put as much of my product in people's hands as I possibly can.
Right. So do you do like the NRA show or the, what do they call it? The Great Outdoor Show, something like that?
We did a lot of local gun shows. Then we did the Wanamaker. First time we went and had a booth and a table there. And I'm waiting tonight. I'm supposed to hear after this weekend, if it all gets the promoters approved, give us a table. I think for the next 6 weekends, I have gun shows to go to.
Oh, wow.
So
nice.
Which is fun. I enjoy it because, like I told you before we were talking, Jeff, people know I'm passionate about our company and our product. So I don't mind sitting there talking to people and telling about our product and everything else and having people buy our stuff. So I like doing the gun shows. I guess you say social butterfly kind of. I love talking to people. So.
Yeah.
So that aspect I like. But it's getting any more where I don't even get a chance to do that. My wife's now getting up to speed on all that. And it's funny. We could go like in 30 minutes, 40 minutes and not sell a product. I'll step away to get something to drink and go to the restroom. I'll come back and she'll have sold $200 for the product. I'm like,
all right.
Really? But that also has to do. She's a lot better to look at than I am. So
I didn't want to say it, but there is the booth babe aspect there.
there he is.
Yep.
Especially, oh well. But as long as it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to be careful. I've been known to let words slip like gun bunny or booth babe, and you never know who's going to be offended by it or who's going to be like, oh yeah, still got it, But yeah.
Well, she's like, I was telling a friend the other day, she's my cougar. So.
Yep. So let's see what else we want to talk about here. You have anything else that you hadn't covered? Anything about where the company's come from, where you're going? You have any new stuff coming out? Anything you want to share with people?
I guess one of the things I like to share with people is anybody, and we do have a couple people that I know are trying to we'd like to get some wholesale stuff going on, but we can't because we, like a lot of other companies, we've gotten caught up in this supply chain issue.
Yeah.
So I had to put up on our website too, where it says now all wholesale orders are several weeks. I can't even the lead time now. I can't even promise what it's going to be.
Sure.
So because we're having that issue too that we're fighting, but hopefully we'll have that resolved shortly. I hope, crossing my fingers, praying. Before we totally run out of everything.
Right. So where would you prefer to see the business? Would you like to see, let's say in theory, we're not going to have these ongoing supply chain issues. At some point that's going to be resolved. Would you prefer to be like more wholesale distribution? Do you want to keep doing gun shows? Do you want to mix it up? What would ideal look like for you? Like if you look 5-10 years down the road, what's your company look like? How are you selling to people?
I hope at that point we're probably 60 to 70% wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see that. That's where I know it's called mailbox money, but that's where that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Start getting enough, gun stores carrying your stuff. I always want to do the gun shows. I think I'll never quit doing that because I think they're just fun, and it's also what's helping getting us started. So
sure.
You always stick with what got you there, and then direct to consumer. We'll always have our website.
Yeah.
That people can buy from. But no, I definitely would like to get more into the wholesale. But as soon as we get to where we can, that's the other part with us going to SHOT Show. There'd be no reason for me to go to SHOT Show right now because let's just say I got lucky and I run into some guy and says, "We'll take 15,000 units." I'm just, well,
yeah,
that ain't gonna happen.
Sure you will.
Yeah. So there's just no reason to do it.
Yep.
I guess it would be great to have those invoices already sitting on them, but
sure.
I don't know how long I would be sitting on it to where I could fulfill it. So, and that's the thing kind of bugs me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's kind of where I'd like to be. I think that would be a great thing to where you get a lot of wholesale going because that's sure. Kind of where you're going to have to do that in this, doing what we're doing. You have to get in the gun stores. Mm-hmm. And too, that's another thing that's tough because it's a tough market, and it is. And you go in all these gun stores, and I've talked to a lot of gun store managers and owners, and they say, well, I already have this, and that on the shelves. I don't have room for another product.
Sure. Yep.
So
yeah,
you deal with that a lot.
Yep.
And that's part of being a new product, though. We have to deal with that.
Well, hopefully things like this and some of the other folks that you've worked with on the media side, getting the name brand out there, it'd be awesome if you get more of that kind of pull instead of having to try to twist the arms of the gun shop owners if they're calling you and saying, hey, how do I get this? So
well, that's what I said earlier when I said the grassroots method. That's kind of what we're going for. Mm-hmm. Let's get a bunch of people out there that believe in us, like our product, and at some point those people are going to get sick of ordering online and they're going to start going to their local gun store. So why don't you carry this?
Yeah.
We sure like to see this on your shelf.
Yeah.
And that's where that can start. So, but no, it's on the plan. It's something I'm trying to work towards.
Yep.
Just got a few hurdles in the way, but
yep. All right.
We'll fix them.
All right. So we are 50 minutes into this discussion. I'm going to go ahead and, do the last call. So anyone wants to ask questions, make comments, anything out there, go ahead and toss them up in the chat so we can address those before we're done.
I'm still disturbed by the Snob Gun Bunny comment.
Oh yeah. So TJ, did your camera break or did you just turn it off?
Dude, I don't know what happened. So this is all you get of me, the little Gear Report icon. I don't know. It just started. I don't know if you saw it. It started like digitizing out, and then now it won't load back up.
Wow, maybe it's got the Rona.
It might.
It could. I mean, I hear this new variant is disgustingly transmissible. So maybe that's.
I mean, the camera's from China, so it might be.
Oh, wow.
Well, see, Jeff, remember I told you I got hooked up and everything the first try, and we said that wasn't a good omen. Well, there you go.
You used up all the good tech luck, all the good tech mojo.
I know. Now nobody has. They have to look at you guys instead of me.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everyone.
Yeah, we really apologize for that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you came on. I know we talked about it several weeks ago, and I'm glad we were able to get you on here. You're welcome to come back and chat with us whenever you like.
I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, the Vine review for the webcam. I'm pretty sure that's how TJ got that webcam. I ordered it off of Amazon Vine for him.
I think I'm to the new computer phase of it. The old splitter isn't panning out well.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that computer's old.
Yeah.
Trying to hold on to it.
Just use their phone.
Is that what you're doing?
Oh yeah, I'm not that sophisticated.
See, I should go back. I tried to get fancy with all this computer stuff. I used to use my phone when we first started.
Well, I used my lap. Oh, I'm sorry. I used my laptop on one podcast with somebody, and the camera on it is so horrible that it's just like the screen's dirty, but it's not.
Yeah. So what I've found is if you are on and you're not like running the podcast, it is probably just easier to set the phone up and roll with it. If you have to do all the administrative stuff,
you can't do it from your phone
on a phone. But otherwise, absolutely. Why deal with a computer when the phone will do it easier?
Unless there's a computer on Vine.
Gary, right on time. On time.
There we go.
You know what? I made a banner. Where did I put that?
You know what? He acts like a guy that might even have his own show, and if he should really think about doing that.
It's like he's done it before, once or twice.
Yeah, he's on top
here
of
it
that
is.
stuff.
This is what I was looking for here. So if anyone wants to go check them out, and you know what, I should probably go grab that URL and put it in the chat.
We also
get fancy.
And Jeff, we also, going back to Joe from Shooting Gallery New England, we have a discount code for 15% off, and it's hashtag Joe Juice.
Oh, Joe Juice. I remember the Joe Juice discussion.
Yeah. Hashtag Joe Juice will get you 15% off. So don't forget that one.
All right. Maybe I spelled all that right. Good. There we go.
We'll have to get you a gun cleaning kit out to you, Jeff, because I know TJ has one.
I've got a couple. Yeah. Crystal just got her whatever she won the other day. She just got it.
Oh, did that one? Did it come in? Good.
Yep. Yeah, I got here today.
Okay, good.
I'd show you, but I don't have a camera, so it was,
Yeah. Well, TJ, was it Christmas Day? Maybe, I don't remember. Whenever he opened stuff, I got a picture from him of the gun cleaning kit. So of all the stuff that he got that he had to show off, that's the only one he sent me a picture of.
Well, I got a because we got my brother one, Chris. We got him a gun cleaning kit, and it was the lower end one, the basic one. And I was like, I'll be pissed if I didn't get one. I was like, what the hell? And finally, I opened up a bunch of other stuff, and finally, I got the deluxe. I was like, oh, thank God. There we go.
And you got the very first deluxe to go out with the new deluxe with the rifle cleaning kit.
Yep, I was gonna say mine has the rifle.
You were that was the very first one that went out with that.
And I got a little personalized note from them too. It was awesome. I still have it. I still have the sticker.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something I still do, and I'm going to try to do it as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
As I write personal note to everybody and thank them.
Yep,
But
it was awesome.
hopefully, soon enough we get big enough that I can't do that anymore.
That'd be awesome.
But it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, you get big enough, you just start sending an extra discount code with them. Like, here you go. Here's 10% with your thanks for your purchase.
Well,
buy again.
I used to do that, and we probably will. And the other company, I had cards that I would send out that said, here's a welcome to the family. Here's a 15% off or whatever off your next purchase. And that might be something we end up doing too. But right now, the only coupon code we have going is Joe Juice.
Love it.
You get a code like that, you don't need it anymore, right?
Nope.
You get it right the first time, you can stop trying.
How can you go wrong, Joe Juice?
Especially, I mean, that was brought up and coined by Hank Strange.
Huh.
So he was giving Joe a hard time on his show about pimping our company. And Hank made the cut. He goes, "What is this stuff, Joe Juice?"
Aha.
So I talked to Joe and I said, "Well, there's the code, #Joe Juice."
You can tell that Hank doesn't have the mind of a 13-year-old because I questioned Joe Juice at first. I was like, what in the world is it? Do I even want to touch that stuff? But yeah.
Well, I've had people ask me, how's that a dig on Biden? I'm like, don't give him any credit. This has nothing to do with that guy.
Yeah, this is before him.
Yeah, let's not even, so I never mind. We won't go down that road. But yeah, I wouldn't even do that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
there was something else I was going to bring up, and now I can't remember. Oh well, but
must have been important.
It was extremely important. I know it was. If it was coming out of my mouth, it was important.
Right. I was laughing with you, not at you, as far as you know.
No, I get that laugh from my wife all the time. I know that laugh, Kev.
So let's see. Do you have anything while you're thinking about that? Do you have any stuff? You said you got gun shows and things that I assume are kind of local to you. Do you have anything where you're going to be out and about, geographically covering a little bit more distance where people might be able to find you?
Not yet. I started hearing about all these gun shows, big ones around the country in the last few weeks. So I started looking at some of those to see, like the big one they have out in Pennsylvania. There's two of them out there, the Oaks, Pennsylvania show, and then the Great Outdoor Show. Because that one that JSD Supply bought at Oaks, Pennsylvania, that's, I think, the third largest gun show in the country. So,
oh, wow.
It's like 1,600 tables. Wouldn't mind going to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be interesting.
Well, definitely go ahead.
If you get to the East Coast, around North Carolina, definitely let us know, or down in Florida, because TJ covers the whole state of Florida. He doesn't care where you are.
Yep, I'll drive over. Plus, it's way warm. It's way warmer down here. This is where you want to do your January, February shows down here. You just got to find it.
3 years ago, me and a friend of mine that is the founder and director of Oath, nonprofit for veterans, Gary Bartels, we drove to a VFW. Yeah, that's what I meant. VFW convention down in, some vet convention. I can't remember. That sounds bad, but in Orlando. And that was awesome. People down there were great. We sold a lot of product. It was just a great place to be. So wouldn't mind going to Florida again.
It's nice down here. I mean, it's like, almost 80. Just saying.
You mean the average age?
Oh, the average age and the average temperature.
Yeah.
Well, what is it now? I think we still might be above freezing. Maybe. I don't know.
He's like, I'm excited.
We're at 36 degrees. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Goodness. That's shorts weather.
I got to check now.
You get shorts and Crocs on. Like, I'm good. I'm going outside.
Well, the funny thing about it, because I've lived most of my life in Colorado and Wyoming and Montana and Idaho, but if you live that all your life there for so long, it's funny that you'll go these 30, 40 below zero for quite a while, for weeks. Then it starts getting into late winter, early spring and it gets up to 45, 50, and people are out in t-shirts and shorts.
Oh yeah.
Because it's an 80-degree swing to what it was a month before.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I've
it's not a big deal.
I've got that weird balance from being in North Carolina for a while. Like 40 and 45, I'm good with. I'm good with a t-shirt and a shirt over, and I can be okay.
Well,
but down here in Florida, if it gets that cold, they're not going outside. If it doesn't start with a 6, they're not going outside.
When 10 years ago, when we left Wyoming, my wife and I was in the oil and gas industry then. I got promoted and sent down to Louisiana, to Shreveport, Bossier City, and we become members of we used to golf a lot, avid golfers, and the club we joined there and stuff. It was like January, and it was about 47, 48, maybe 50 degrees out. And my wife and I show up. She's got long pants on, but I'm in a polo shirt and shorts. And the guy that working in the pro shop, we'd been members for about 6 months, and he goes, "Yep, that reminds me, you all ain't from down here."
No. You get the old, "You ain't from around here, are you?"
Yeah, exactly. Because all the locals are long pants, jackets on, and they're still golfing. But oh well.
All right, gentlemen. Well, Rod.
I think a few people just jumped in, but they're late.
Yeah. Well, we had Rich showed up with the appropriate amount of yo's and obnoxious. I think he does it on purpose. He does insufficient yoage, and I think he does it just to kind of needle us a little bit. So, but hey, we're glad he's here, as far as he knows. Oh my goodness, 75 degrees with a parka on. I believe it. So I'm not going to judge people. I don't like being cold either.
Is that because that's really good weather, or you're just soft? The parka. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Who's to say? I'm going to thank everyone out there for all of the comments, keeping it lively. Rod, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. And
I did remember what I was going to say, if you don't mind. One more shameless plug. I would sure appreciate if people help out our Instagram account. And if you don't already, go like us on Instagram. Because that's where we do our main bunch of social medias on Instagram.
Gotcha.
Well, there you go.
I mean, I'd like to also give a shout out to was it Toxic Patch Company? They running a giveaway, and we gave them a kit to be part of the giveaway. So as part of that on there, I think we gained since last night 150 new followers just because of them.
Nice.
So.
All right. So here we have it on Instagram, so you can see it's all one word there, spelled just like the website. So easy to find.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon we were at 400 people followers. Right. So
I like those cigars. I like those. It's good pictures.
Oh, that's the other thing that
Did you get a supplier?
TJ, you got me hooked on those
those
leather roses. Oh my gosh. But I finally found somebody here that has them, but they're like $9 a stick.
Oh, geez.
So I ordered them from Deadwood Tobacco Company, who makes them. So then I'm getting ready to order a case of them, a box of them.
There you go. That's why I get the box. The store right down here, they order me an extra box every time he orders.
No, you're right. Those are sweet. When you gave me that one down in Oklahoma, I was like, oh my God, this isn't good because
I'm here to help. Good. I'm here to indulge everybody's habits, make you spend more money on more things. There you go.
Yeah, I was a big Macaduto Maduro fan until you got me on those, and I kind of like those. So.
Oh, that was just that's my favorite. Like I said, I buy a case, and then I'll buy some other ones here or there because I don't want to smoke those on if I got a short drive or whatever. I'm like, it's not worth it.
And my wife for Christmas bought me a little 15 or 20 stick little humidor that I'm seasoning right now, trying to get it ready.
Nice.
So
yeah, you got to keep those things right.
Oh yes, especially up here where there's not a lot of humidity. You really have to.
Got to thaw them out first.
When I was in Houston, you just threw them out on the back porch and they would last forever.
Yeah.
But
Oh, there we go. Gary posted it up for us. Good
There we
job,
go.
Gary.
that Gizzard Gary really needs to have his own show. He's on top of this stuff.
He is.
He does. He's so shy, though.
Yep. If he had a cool beard, maybe he could pull it off.
I know.
Yep.
That's what it takes.
All right. I think with that, we're going to go ahead and shut things down. So we can make one last pass through. Actually, let me think. Did we have anything to talk about? Any new stuff coming? I do want to just on our normal.
Oh yeah, don't break the
Talk
trend.
about stuff coming.
Don't break the trend, Jeff.
What?
Don't break the trend. You got to throw something new that's coming up.
Yeah, and that's I'm going to show right here. This showed up, and I thought it was kind of a funny story. This is night vision that goes on an optic. So you put it on your scope on the rifle, or it's got a quarter 20, so you can put it on a tripod, use it independently, and I didn't know it was coming. Like I knew it was coming, but then I forgot. Like it you know, brands are sometimes they're like, oh yeah, can we send you this? I'm like, okay. And then it's 2 months before they ship it. And in the meantime, I've moved on to other things. So this just showed up, and it's from I got to look it up now. One Leaf is the company, and it's actually more impressive than I thought it was going to be. It looks pretty good. So I just got it out, played with it a little bit last night. The night vision as well, not just in general.
Yeah, we know. That's right.
Yeah,
you can say that.
Yep. So Gizzard Gary's beard is now commenting. That's good. So that came in, and I got a big first aid kit that's really cool that I may review that, I may not. It's hard to say. That's one of the Amazon items that the Amazon stuff piles up. And I do the Amazon reviews, and sometimes it never makes it on Gear Report. But like I work with Sea Scouts, and so I got this rescue rope bag. So, you know, like we can toss a rescue rope to people if we're out. We got the Scouts out boating and they have an issue, so we can retrieve them. So that'll be an Amazon review. Probably won't make it on Gear Report. But TJ, what, you have anything that's actually going to get published soon?
I'm hoping. I mean, if I ever quit being sick, I'll get that Taurus Raging Hunter done.
Yeah.
So I was sick actually a couple days. Crazy. It's the shortest virus I've ever had.
We can't have that.
I know.
Yep.
Well, you probably better quarantine for at least 6 weeks.
Oh, I know. No, I went to work today. Screw it. Yeah, it was weird. Crystal's been sick all week. I didn't feel good the day before. Like I felt like I got something coming on. Yesterday, had a headache, a fever all day. Fever broke last night. Woke up this morning. Fantastic. All right, let's go to work. See ya. I was like,
nice.
I was like, why can't it be like sick like that all the time?
Yeah. All right, with that, we're going to shut her down. So let me find the outro and get ready for that.
Oh, here we go.
You're going to join us with the we'll see at the range finger thing that we do?
I'm doing it. You just can't see it.
But
do it.
You got to point it right at the camera, and we'll say, what will we say? I think we'll just say, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the range.
Yep.